and then go ahead and start the presentation. And before we go, I just want to make sure, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Great. Can you guys see my video too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hooray. Thank you guys so much. All right. Well, I'm so excited to share with you guys today about how to get it all done without all the stress. I really, really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you being here. We have a lot to cover, so I'm going to be flying through the slides. And while I'm going over the slides, feel free to keep yourself muted. That way, if anything happens, it's not distracting. I am recording this, so if you keep yourself muted during the slides, that'll be great. And then at the end, there will be time for Q&A, and I would love to have you guys ask your questions either in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask me any questions that you have. And I'm so excited to get started. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And I want to remind you guys to tag me on Instagram. I would love it if you would take a picture during the masterclass and post it on your Instagram stories and let me know your #1 takeaway and tag me so that I can share it on my stories too. I love celebrating your wins and hearing what was valuable to you. And you can find me on Instagram at Christy Johnson Creative. And if you have any questions, like I said, you can pop them in the chat, and then be sure you stay till the end for the Q&A so that I can answer any of your questions. So I just want to give you guys some affirmation that you are in the right place, that this is the masterclass for you if you're tired of playing the comparison game. You're also in the right place if you feel scattered, distracted, and like you're constantly spinning your wheels. There's so much to be distracted by. And if you're feeling distracted and scattered, then you're in the right place. You're also in the right place if you feel like you can never take a break, because if you do, you'll fall behind. And also if you want to accomplish more, but you just aren't sure where to start. If any of those sounds like you, if you can relate to any of that, then congratulations, this is the masterclass for you. I'm excited to be here with you, and I'm so glad that you're here with me, joining me for this masterclass. So I want to introduce you to someone. Her name is Stephanie. Stephanie is a small business owner, and she wakes up immediately overwhelmed by her massive to-do list. She constantly gets distracted. She never feels like she's accomplishing anything. And she feels like there's just not enough time to keep up with everyone else. She sees people thriving. She sees people on Instagram just like launching their next new thing and booking their next new clients. And she just feels like there's not enough time to keep up with all of that. Can anybody relate to Stephanie? Now I want to introduce you to someone else. Her name is Caroline. She wakes up, she does yoga, she takes a long breakfast, she has some plans to see a friend later. She's excited about getting to work, and she's not worried. She knows that everything is going to get done at the right time. And she is actually, we're coming up on the fall season, she's already wrapping up her Q3 goals, and she already has a plan for Q4. So that's Stephanie. And I know, yep, I see some people saying, yes, I relate to Stephanie. Well, who wants to be Caroline? I know I want to be Caroline. So I've introduced you to two different people, stressed out Stephanie and confident Caroline. Stephanie is just constantly working on her to-do list, feels like the to-do list is never getting done. And Caroline is actually soaring above her to-do list and accomplishing her goals with confidence. Well, I'm Christy. I'm really excited to be here with you guys tonight. And I help the Stephanies of the world become the Carolines of the world. And I am really excited to share with you guys a little bit about how I do that. But first, I want to tell you guys a story. So have you ever felt like you're floating just above the water and you're actually just about to drown? Like if there's one more thing that gets added to your plate, then you're not going to be floating anymore. You're going to be sinking, that you just can't keep up with your to-do list. I know that I've felt that way. In fact, I felt this way last year when I had just started my editing business, and it was the fall season and I had so much work to do. I was working 12 hours a day or more. Sometimes I had days where I was working 15 hours. I would wake up at 5 a.m. and work until 8 a.m. And I just felt like I was drowning in my to-do list and in deadlines and in so much work. And I gotta say, the only thing that kept me afloat was my more often than I'd like to admit runs across the street to Starbucks to get a pumpkin cream cold brew. I love those things, just that I could clear my mind and feel some light on my face that wasn't coming from a computer screen. Well, I actually went home for a little bit to South Carolina, where I'm from, to visit my family during the Thanksgiving season. And I didn't have time to spend with my family. I had to work. I had so much work and I was drowning. And I missed out on time with my family that I'm never gonna get back. Well, after that, we came back to California and I went to a Friendsgiving with my church small group. It was amazing. We had so much fun. We had good food. We had good conversations. We sang songs together. We talked about what we were grateful for, and we just enjoyed the evening and we enjoyed being together. And I gotta say, it was the first time that I had felt like relief or a break, or just felt quieted in my heart for months. And I realized I can't go on living like this. I need community in my life, otherwise I'll drown. So right then and there, I made a commitment that I couldn't sacrifice things like my morning quiet time, community, space to breathe, helping a friend, time to serve, making smoothies, or taking long walks for a little extra money. And I realized that if I kept doing exactly what I was doing, that I was never going to accomplish my goals and soar above my daily tasks, my daily to-do list. So I set boundaries in my schedule. I put in my non-negotiables, and I started saying no to clients. And I got to tell you, it was amazing. And before I get to how I did it, I want to tell you that you can't pour from an empty cup, and you can't serve with a schedule that is bursting at the seams. We have to be able to have time to serve and have time to breathe and do more of what gives us energy, more of what fills us up. I see some amens in the chat. Denise says amen. Yes. So before I got there, I was making 3 big mistakes that left me feeling tired, empty, and stressed out. The first mistake I was making is I didn't prioritize based on my purpose. You know, I think a lot of us, we feel like we can't measure up. We look on Instagram and we see people thriving, or other social medias, and we see people thriving and we feel like, I'm not as good as them. I don't know how they got to be where they were doing. And it's because we're comparing ourselves to people that we were never meant to compare ourselves to. Because we all have different purposes. We need to prioritize based on our purpose. Let me give you another example. I have 2 different people, and I want to ask you which person is successful. So the first person on the left, she homeschools her 4 kids. She keeps a garden. She volunteers at her church. She also cares for her aging parents. She helps out her neighbors, and she really loves to cook. She makes $0 a year. She's constantly pouring out, giving her time to others. Now, the person on the right, she doesn't have kids, but she owns a successful company. She speaks at conferences. She inspires other businesswomen. And she was recently interviewed by People magazine, and she just spends her free time reading and learning about business, and she is using her time to serve other people. She's pouring her heart into other people. So which person is successful? Well, I would say they're both successful. You see, success is not about numbers. Success is about purpose. And if we can get clear on our purpose, then we'll be able to find what our true definition of success is. Also, success is not about efficiency. Success is about effectiveness. We don't need to get things done. We need to get the right things done. I have two more examples for you, two different business owners. And these two ladies, they are artists. They're fine artists, and their calling is to paint for fine art and get their art out there to as many people as possible. The person on the left, she's done a lot of things. She's set up her Etsy shop. She spent $6,000 on ads. She's hired a web designer. Her website looks amazing. She's automated her sales so she doesn't have to think about it. She even spent some time this week making her email signature look so good. But she's painted one painting. The person on the right, she spent $1,000 on ads, not $6,000, and her ads have a strategy. She DIY'd her website, but she's painted 30 paintings. So if both of these ladies are called to paint, to do art, to get their art out there, which one is successful? Well, I would say the one on the right was successful because she painted, she actually fulfilled her purpose, and she actually did what she did what she was supposed to do. She got out there and was painting. So we need to eliminate whatever is not helping us fulfill our purpose, and we need to prioritize based on our purpose. Instead of comparing ourselves to other people who look successful, that person that I mentioned who she doesn't have a job, she is full-time serving other people, her kids, her parents, her church people, her neighbors, and things like that. She might be tempted to look at that lady who's making $400,000 a year and say, wow, that's real success. But that is not true. We're stressed out because we feel like we're failing. And we believe that success is getting stuff done. But no, success is actually fulfilling your purpose. The second mistake I was making, I was being glued to my phone because I thought it was making me happy. You know, these days we're working from home, a lot of us, most of us, and we kind of think that working from home looks like the picture on the left. When we think about, oh yeah, you get to work from home, great. We think we're just gonna be relaxing and like having a good time, but more often it looks like the two pictures on the right, where we have cluttered spaces, we're drowning in to-do lists, and our kids are going crazy, especially now that they're here learning, doing their e-learning, and it's just constant chaos. And yet, for some reason, for me, I continue to go to my phone when I need a break. I like to respond to my texts. I like to see who's commented on my Instagram post in the last 5 minutes, or who sent me an email in the last 5 minutes. And most of the time, you know, nobody's commented on my post in the last 5 minutes, but I keep checking it because I keep thinking, oh, someone's gonna like my post and then I'm gonna feel happy and hooray. And we think of rest as a break from our real life, but I would say true rest is actually refreshing to your soul. For me, true rest is things like quiet time, or being outside and having a cup of coffee, going to a coffee shop outside these days, or having a chat with my friend, you know, catching up with a friend and having a long talk on the phone. These types of things refresh my soul, and actually going to my phone is actually not giving me rest. I see some people in the chat saying that they can relate to that. We're stressed out because we have too much on our plates and we don't feed our souls with true rest. We believe we need more time. How many times have you said, oh, I'll tackle that, you know, once things settle down in this season? You know, it's just been crazy. It's been crazy. COVID's happening. It's crazy. You know, once things settle down, then I'll get to that. No, once things open up a little bit more, then I'll get to that. No, once the kids go back to school. Oh no, they're in school. Once I get a break from them being at home in school. We believe we need more time, and we say those kinds of things all the time, but really we need to use our time well. We need to use the time that we have and use it well. Jen says not enough hours in the day, and Emily says she agrees. Well, I once heard someone say, God made 24 hours in the day, so it must be enough. The third mistake I was making, I was not tackling big goals because I didn't know where to start. I thought I would fail, and I just didn't think I had enough time. So we don't know where to start. We have these big goals that we want to achieve, but sometimes it's confusing. You know, when I wanted to start my membership community, I had no idea where to start, and I could have been tempted to just give up. And sometimes we're afraid that we will fail, and so we get overwhelmed and we give up. We don't know how to prioritize. Also, we lose momentum because our plans aren't realistic. I want to talk to you about New Year's resolutions. How many of you guys set New Year's resolutions? And how many of you guys give up on your resolutions come February or March? Or maybe if you're really, really organized, maybe you wait until April to give up onto your resolutions. Jen says, I set them and break them in a month. Yeah, usually me too. And I think it's because we set goals that are just too vague or too big sometimes, not big, but too vague, as in like this person on theirs, they said, find true love. We sometimes just set ourselves up for failure because we don't know how to prioritize and we don't know how to plan, and we lose momentum. Not only that, we feel like we're too busy doing the stuff that we're already doing. Sometimes I feel like I can't make my business level up because I just got to get my client deadlines out the door, and I just got to wake up and get, I don't have kids, but someone could say, I just got to wake up and make sure my kids are dressed and fed. And that's success. And you know what? That is success. I really do. If your kids are dressed and fed, that is success. But sometimes we feel like we're too busy doing the stuff that we're already doing. Our schedules are packed out. We have so much that we're doing. And, a lot of people said that they had a break. They were really thankful to have a break during COVID. And other people said that they didn't really get to have a break. They were busier than usual. And I think that that's the thing, is we always feel like we're waiting for the next season, and our schedules are just so full. We're stressed out because we're overwhelmed, overcrowded, and we don't know how to prioritize. We believe accomplishing our goals is too hard. But I would say what's actually hard is not accomplishing your dreams. Think about it. If you continue to live your life day to day without actually feeling like you're fulfilling your purpose, that's what's hard. That's what's going to lead to dissatisfaction and no joy in your life. And I have been there. I have definitely been there. I see some yeses in the chat. We want to accomplish your dreams, and I know that you do too. So I have a little bit of a graph for you. It's not a graph, it's a picture, it's a metaphor. So here's the road to success, I would say. At the bottom is where you are, and at the top is your dream life. And I got this metaphor from a friend, a coach, and I think that it's a great metaphor. Most of us, we are in the bicycle or the car. Maybe you're in the bicycle. Maybe you're still DIYing a lot of stuff for your business. Maybe you are just getting started, getting your first few clients, and that's really good. That's okay. A lot of us are in the car. A lot of us, we have some systems in place. We have some workflows in place. We're making progress towards our goals, but still, I would say there's still a limit on how far we can go in our cars. And sometimes we can't level up because we keep trying the same things expecting different results. This is my nephew, Rome, and he's in this car and he's trying as hard as he can to get past this tree that's in the way. But I gotta tell you, no matter how hard he tries, he's gonna put way more effort. No matter how hard he tries, he's not gonna get unstuck because there's an obstacle in the way. Can anybody relate to that? We keep trying the same things, expecting different results. We're in our car and we keep expecting the same things. Some people say I'm still on the bike. Some people say I'm on the bike dragging the car. Yeah. Well, what if I told you that there was actually a better vehicle? There was actually a better vehicle to help get you to your dream life. It's an airplane. I fully believe that you can get unstuck. You can level up and see past the level that you're in right now on your daily to-do list and just getting stuff done and just tackling what's on your plate right now. You can level up in the airplane and soar above your goals and make huge, just fly straight to them, make huge progress to your goals. I fully believe that you can do it, and I want to show you how. And I call it the Freedom to Flourish method. And it's my 3-step method for getting things done without all the stress. And I call it the Freedom to Flourish method really intentionally. Freedom means the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. And I think that we all crave freedom. We all crave freedom to achieve our goals and to not be hindered or restrained by all the things that are holding us back. And flourish means to grow or develop in a healthy or vigorous way, especially as the result of a particularly favorable environment. And that's what I want for you guys. That's what we want. We want to grow. We want to develop in healthy ways, and we want to develop vigorously, and we need to create the environment that's going to help us get there so that we can be free to flourish. So I want to tell you about the Freedom to Flourish method, and step 1 is to clarify your goals. You can ignore step 3 right here until we get there, but clarify your goals. I think that is the first step to getting stuff done without all the stress. We need to get clear on our purpose. We need to eliminate the roadblocks that are in the way. And we need to create goal action plans that are manageable, that can help us get there. And the reason I put this first is because this is foundational. If you don't get clear on your purpose or on your goals, you're going to keep comparing ourselves to other people because we won't know our purpose. You're going to be constantly looking at other people and saying, well, they're doing better than me, or they're having more success than me. But the truth is, they do not have the same purpose as you. We all have unique purposes based on our giftings, our callings, our skills, and our passions. And we all have different stories, unique life experiences. If we don't get clarity on our goals, we'll waste time because we won't be able to prioritize our purpose, because we won't know what things we need to do to put first, what things we need to put first. And we won't feel fulfilled because we won't be achieving our purpose. But clarifying your goals gives you your purpose and the settled feeling that you've been longing for. So the solution to the mistake that I was making at the beginning, which is not prioritizing based on my purpose, the solution is to get clear on your why and ruthlessly eliminate what doesn't belong. So how do we get clear on our why? This is where some journaling is going to come in, or talking it out with yourself, or talking it out with a friend, whatever it is that you need to do to get clear on your why. I would ask yourself, where do you want to be when you're 80? Why do you do your business? Why do you do your everyday tasks. Why is it that you're doing this? And I would ask yourself why 3 times deep. So, for example, why do I edit for my clients? Well, because I want to make money. That's a why. Well, no. Ask myself why again. Well, because I want to have flexibility in my schedule. Well, why? Because I want to spend more time with my family. Well, why? Because my family is what's most important to me. So ask yourself why and do it 3 layers deep to get clear on your why. And then we also need to define success. And the way that I like to define success is by asking myself where I want to be when I'm 80. Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be around me when I'm 80? What kinds of things will I be doing? And however you answer your question, that's what success means to you. We also need to get a bird's eye view on our roles. So we're all juggling a lot of different roles and a lot of different responsibilities. So sometimes it can be hard to figure out how they all fit in to our why. But I would suggest making a role map, making a list of all of your roles, everything that you're doing in your business, in your personal life, for the other organizations that you're a part of, in your spiritual life, in your health, and in your social, in your relationships, in your marriage, if you're married, your home life. Write down everything that you're doing, all the responsibilities that you have and the roles that you play a part of, and get a bird's eye view of it. And I would say, if you have committed to yourself to a million different roles, then we need to eliminate what's not working, or eliminate what's not helping you get to your why. And also having the bird's eye view is going to help us later when it comes time to create our schedules. Getting clear on your why, defining success, getting a bird's eye view of your roles, eliminating what's not working, that's going to help you to start creating instead of comparing, and it's going to lead to satisfaction instead of shame. The second step in my Freedom to Flourish method is to clear the clutter. This is where we take a look at everything that's getting us distracted and everything that is hindering us and holding us back from achieving our goals, from achieving our why and our definition of success. We take a look at that and we clear it out. We find ways to streamline. We find ways to eliminate, to outsource, whatever it might be, or to just discipline yourself to be free from distractions. If we don't remove our roadblocks to productivity or to achieving our goals, then we're going to waste time and we'll feel stressed trying to race against deadlines. We'll waste time and we won't be able to spend time doing what we actually love. But removing roadblocks will give you the freedom to do more of what you love doing. So solution is to discover your roadblocks and pave new paths. Solution number 2. So how do we do that? Here's what we need to discover your roadblocks. I would say, what is it specifically that keeps you from not achieving your goals? What is it that makes you procrastinate? Is it because you are getting up too late? Is it because you keep spending time on your phone? Is it because you just don't like doing that particular task? Do you need to move it around and put it at a different time in the day? Is it because you're just taking your kids here, there, and everywhere? Is it because, which is good, I'm not saying we need to get rid of that. We need to figure out how, if that's a roadblock that you have to take your kids at one place at 2 p.m. and another place at 4 p.m. and another place at 4:30 p.m. If that's a roadblock for you, then figure out how to find new paths forward to, if that is in your schedule, if that's a priority, which it is, then figure out how can you work in between those times or earlier in the day or in different chunks of time. We also can think about streamlining your workflow. So what is it that you're doing that is causing you extra work? Where can you streamline? Where can you eliminate things or outsource things? You know, maybe it's just as simple as setting up email templates so you don't have to write the same thing over and over again and just get bogged down in your email inbox. Maybe it's a better way to handle your email. Maybe it's hiring someone to help you with those things, or maybe it's just talking it out with a friend and saying, hey, how can I streamline these things? What am I doing that I need to streamline? Not only that, we need to recharge with refreshing activities. So this is all about clearing the clutter. And instead of filling our rest time with activities that are going to continue to clutter our brains, we need to recharge with refreshing activities. I'm not saying you shouldn't spend time scrolling on your phone. I think that there is a time and a place for that. Sometimes that's all I want to do, and it actually can be refreshing, but we need to be clear on when it is and when it isn't. The result from clearing all the clutter will be more effective work, and again, satisfaction instead of shame. We won't feel guilty for not getting all the stuff done on our to-do list. The third step to the Freedom to Flourish method is to cultivate your dreams. And I've put this third because I think, again, like I said, it's so important to clarify your goals, get clear on your why foundationally. And then if you want to actually create the daily habits or create the daily steps to success that you're gonna have to achieve your dreams, then we have to clear the clutter that's holding us back from that before we do that. And then cultivating your dreams is going to be all about the day-to-day, what is actually going to help you get to where you want to be when you're 80 tomorrow. How are you going to start tomorrow and get to where you want to be when you're 80? So this is going to be things like lists, to-do lists. Maybe you need a new system for your to-do list. Maybe what you're doing now isn't working for you. Maybe you're putting too much on your to-do list in the days. And it's going to also be the day-to-day things like working on projects. We're going to creating project plans, things like that, and habits and routines, and actually managing your time day to day. And it's little by little progress that adds up. If we don't have a system for cultivating your dreams, you're not going to know if everything is going to get done. You're going to feel stressed at the end of the day, and you won't be able to implement your goals. But if you do have a system, having an achievable plan will lead to flourishing so that you can achieve more than you thought possible. Not only that, in cultivating your dreams, this is where we take, let me go back a little bit. This is where we take that role map that we made in section 1, and we actually apply it in section 3. And you'll see I've made this diagram kind of like a circle, because this is something that we refresh all the time. We do it all the time. I started really getting clear on my goals and clearing the clutter probably 4 years ago. But this is something that I keep doing all the time. I had to refresh it again when I was getting busy with editing clients and just not being able to survive. So it's a process that continues all the time. So the solution is to create intentional plans to achieve your goals and cultivate them little by little. Laura Casey from Cultivate What Matters says little by little progress adds up. And I agree with her. But we have to know what to do to help us have that little by little progress add up. So what we need are easy to follow project plans. We need to know how to accomplish our goals that are really, really big. And we need to know how to eat an elephant. I was just talking with my friends about how to eat an elephant. My mom would, I don't know if you've heard that phrase before, hopefully you have, but the answer is one bite at a time. And I was talking about that with my friends, and they said, well, how do you know which part to eat first? And it was kind of weird. We were talking about it. It was hilarious. But honestly, if the metaphor breaks down, but if you think about it, it is difficult when you have a massive project. Even if you work on it one at a time, how do you know what to start with first? We need to be able to prioritize and know what's urgent and what can wait, what needs to happen now, what's going to give us the most success. We also need a schedule that keeps us soaring with time to do what we love. We need a plan to get stuff done, to tackle our to-do list in a way that nourishes us and excites us. So I would say maybe the schedule that you have for yourself now is not working for you. Maybe you need to have a new system and try something new that works for you. There's so many types of list systems, and it's not one size fits all. We also need habits and routines that lead to exponential growth. So we need to spend time on our spiritual development. We need to spend time on getting exercise so that we can clear the clutter from our minds. And we need to cultivate routines for keeping up with our goals, evaluating our project plans consistently on a routine. And these habits are going to lead to exponential growth. The result is going to be more goals accomplished, and we're going to feel satisfaction instead of shame. I also want to say it's really important to bathe it all in prayer. When we commit to putting in the necessities and prioritizing based on our purpose, I cannot tell you how many times I have seen in my life that I have seen God move mountains when I've committed to having my purpose be at the forefront. And sometimes I'll be looking at my schedule and I'll think, oh my goodness, I can't do this. There's no way. And I'll be tempted to remove those things that I've put in as necessities, like quiet time or going on walks or making smoothies. That's fun for me. It fills my cup up, or talking to my friends. I cannot tell you how many times I've looked at my schedule, said, I can't do this, and said, God, I need your help. And he has moved mountains for me. So it can really easily become something that we try to control rather than something that we are surrendered to. And I think that the real reason why we're so stressed out is because we're trying to find control. So I would just suggest everything, just bathe it all in prayer. If you only take away one thing, I want to tell you this: you can get it all done without all the stress. You can do it. So the choice really is yours. Do you want to be stressed out, Stephanie, or do you want to be confident, Caroline? The choice is yours. It's time for you to stop working so hard and start working smarter. And I'm so excited to tell you about something that I've created, which is a way to help you stop working so hard and start working smarter. And it's the Freedom to Flourish community. I'm so excited about it. I've been working on it for months, and I want to let you know that it's now open for membership. And if you stay to the end, you'll get the link to be in the membership. Oh, thank you, Jen. Jen says the best membership. Jen is one of my beta students. And also, so I want to tell you about the Freedom to Flourish community. And I also want to make sure that you stay on for 5 more minutes. Then I'm going to open it up for questions. But first, I want to tell you about the Freedom to Flourish community. It's a community where I post lessons every week or so, and you can watch the lessons at your own time. And then we also have mastermind chats once a month, where it's a community of creative entrepreneurs helping each other, cheering each other on, brainstorming, getting stuff done, trying things out, implementing new strategies. And I am so excited about it. It's probably one of the things that I have ever been most excited about in my business. Let me introduce you to a few members. Nicole says that the community has helped her through the launch of her podcast, her Etsy shop, getting print sales into her business, and she's loved bouncing ideas off the other girls and getting our opinions. Jen says that it has helped her connect her heart to her work and build consistency in getting work done. Rachel says she loves that it's not just courses, it creates a community of fellow creatives to support and encourage each other, and that I create content based on their needs for the month. That is true. I have content, which is the Freedom to Flourish method, that I'm going to be putting out regularly, but also I also tailor make the lessons to my students' needs for the month. So let me tell you exactly what's inside the membership. So you're going to get the Freedom to Flourish method, which is what I've been talking about this whole time. It's going to be the complete framework for setting goals aligned with your values. And we're going to actually create a schedule and a list system that helps you get everything done while doing more of what you love. If you're not a schedule person, then that's fine. We'll make something else like a list of tasks and a plan on how to get it done. It also has support, tips, and tools for discovering and eliminating your roadblocks to productivity. And the way it works is I release lessons once a week, and you're gonna get access to phase 1, which is gonna be taking place September and October. We're starting on Monday. I'm so excited. You're gonna be able to cast a vision, understand your why, discover your passions, define success, clarify your callings, create a roadmap, and set goals. We're actually gonna write a mission and vision statement, set quarterly goals related to your vision statement, and break them down into actionable steps. You're also going to get access to phase 2, which is Clear the Clutter. That's going to be happening October to November, where we find your roadblocks specifically to you. We eliminate distractions, streamline workflows. We talk about automation and eliminating what you don't need when we talk about your true rest. You're going to find out exactly why you can't seem to get things done and get help streamlining your process and discover what true rest is for you. And you're also going to get access to phase 3, which is going to be November and December, maybe a little bit into January. We're going to get your list system done, your project plans. We're going to talk about how do you eat an elephant and which part do you start with for your specific project. We're going to talk about creating your dream schedule, planning your day, cultivating habits for success. You're going to actually create a list system that works for you so nothing falls through the cracks. A flexible schedule so you can work, rest, and play when you want, and cultivate habits to finally achieve your goals. Now listen, no method is one size fits all, and that's why so many courses get started and then never finished. I'm one of those people. I have been in so many courses, and I have a lot that I've started but never finished. But because when you have a course or a book, if something doesn't work for you, then you're kind of stuck. You got to figure it out on your own. But the great thing about this community is that it's exactly that, a community where we're helping each other. So I want to tell you about the community. We have mastermind chats once a month where you can brainstorm, get advice, ask questions right there on the call from other small business owners. And we have work sessions every week where you can actually implement what you learned. This is your time to actually get the work done and implement the work that you've learned, and ask me any questions along the way. Ask the other members of the group any questions along the way. And we also have a private Facebook group where you can get support to ask questions and get encouragement. Not only that, because this is a monthly membership, I'm going to keep creating stuff on and on for months to come. So you're going to get the Freedom to Flourish method, but then after I'm done with that, I'm going to release more things, and you're going to get access to all of that as well. So you get the whole method. You get to know your why, crush your roadblocks, achieve your goals, mastermind chats, the community support, the work sessions, and the future membership. And this is all a $3,154 value, but you can get started. When I'm releasing this to everybody, this membership is going to cost $47. And guys, this is going to be the most salesy thing that I'm going to say on the call. Because you're in the masterclass, it's 50% off for you. It's $23 a month. You can get started for $23 a month. I also offer a yearly access. If you want to pay for the full year, you get a savings of $46. That's 2 whole payments. And you get access for a full year. If you want to pay per month, you can cancel anytime. That's what's great about the membership. You can sign up for a month and then leave. That's fine. I would love for you to sign up for lots of months because I want to work with you. But you can sign up for a month, 2 months, and then leave. That's totally fine. And let me just put it into perspective for you. For the price of 1 coffee a week, you get access to an amazing community of creative entrepreneurs learning together, giving support, and cheering each other on. I would say that is highly valuable. 1 coffee a week. Let me tell you a few more things that some of my students said about the community itself. Nicole said that she's loved having a close-knit community of other creatives to keep her accountable. It gives just the right amount of encouragement and a balance with a solid kick in the pants. We all need to do our best. Hannah says her mindset has changed about community and how the masterminds have been amazing to work on her goals and implement them. And Rachel says that she's done several online courses, but lacked the motivation for implementing the things that she learned, but the membership brought her the accountability that you need. I also want to tell you that this Monday, we have our mastermind chat for September. So if you're watching this live, it's this Monday. If you're watching the recorded version of this, I have mastermind chats every month. We have mastermind chats every month. So this is only open to members. It's not a public class like this was today. So you got to join to take advantage of this. Here's the link to join the Freedom to Flourish community. I'm going to pop it in the chat for you guys. And then I want to go ahead. Oh, okay, here's the chat. Here's the link that's in the chat for you guys if you want to go there and get access to it right now. Woo! That's it. Thank you guys so much. I want to open it up to questions. So does anybody have any questions on what you've learned today or specific questions for you? I want to be sensitive of your time and hop off this call right at 5. So let's open it up for about 12 minutes. If there are any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself and just go ahead and ask away. Okay, awesome. Denise has a question. How often do you post new lessons to the group? So I'm posting lessons to the group every week, and sometimes I'll post one video, sometimes it's 3 or 4 videos depending on what we are talking about. So it's going to be usually every week, and then we have our mastermind chats once a month, and the mastermind chats are where we can talk about the videos. So it's going to give you accountability to talk about the videos, but also you're going to be able to ask any other questions related to your business, any questions, even if it's unrelated to the lessons, if you didn't have time to watch the lessons, or if you have something that's more pressing that you want feedback on or brainstorming on. So it's great. Thanks for that question. That was a good question. Anybody have any other questions about you're setting your goals or about the membership in particular? Molly says, how long is the masterclass price open for? Great question. I'm leaving this open until Friday. So until Friday, it's gonna go away on Friday. Great question. Also, I have some of your questions that you guys asked me when you signed up for the mastermind. So I thought this was a good question. I have 18 million things to do. What should I do first? That is a good question. So I would say if you have 18 million things to do, what should you do first? I would say, first of all, you want to do what is going to be urgent and important. I don't know if you're familiar with the Eisenhower decision matrix. You can look it up on Google. It's a great little grid that's kind of a visual to kind of help you decide what to do when. And if something is urgent and important, then you do it right away. If something is important but not urgent, then you schedule a time to do it later, and then you don't have to think about it. Schedule it. It's off your brain. You don't have to think about it. If it's something that's urgent but it's not important, then you could actually delegate it. Have someone else do it for you. If you're a solopreneur, you could automate it, or you could again, schedule it later. And if it's something that is not important and not urgent, then just don't even do it. So for me, the way I prioritize things on my to-do list is I first tackle my client work because that's the stuff that's urgent, because I need to get it back to them. And then I have time in my schedule to work on other goals. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Anybody have any other questions? I see a chat coming in. Is there a regularly scheduled time for the live mastermind sessions? So right now I'm doing them on Mondays, the third Monday of the month at 4 p.m. Pacific, which is 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's because that's a time that really worked for all the members. So once you join, I'll periodically poll the group and see what works for them. And what's great is I also record them. So if you have a question and you're not able to get on the mastermind, you could always ask your question and we could still brainstorm it on the group with the members, and you can still get help that way. So if there is a scheduling conflict, I try to help and try to schedule them on different days. But I found that it's easier to have them on a consistent time just because it helps people to remember, oh yeah, the third Monday we're gonna have the mastermind chat. Anybody have any more questions? So I have a question from one of your signups. I don't know who said all these. I just put them all in a pool. Someone said, how can we focus on and not be distracted from our everyday plans and eventually our goals? So that's a great question. I would say that not being distracted is really difficult. Not being distracted, I would say, comes from being really, really, like I said, ruthless about eliminating those distractions that are coming in to your inboxes or to your phones. So I would suggest working on getting an app like the Freedom app. It's called Freedom, where you can set limits on your phone where like it will block Instagram, for example, at a certain time, and you can only get on Instagram at a certain time, or your email, if your email is a distraction from you. So I would say use things to help you not be distracted, and also set external motivators. For me, we have something that helps me. We have a robot vacuum that goes off every morning at 9:30. So sometimes I'll be doing my morning routine, and then at 9:30 the vacuum goes off and I know, oh, it's time to get to work. So that's an external motivator where I know it's time to get to work. Also involving other people, getting other people to help you be accountable and setting plans like that. And I think that it just comes from really understanding what it is that is making you distracted. Is it that you work better at a certain part of the day? Maybe you're more productive in the morning and you get more distracted in the afternoon. So maybe put those tasks that you need to have more focus on in the morning, and the tasks where you don't need as much focus in the afternoon, things like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna take one more question. Okay, thank you, Denise. She said the previous link wasn't clickable, so I'm gonna try putting it. Yeah, thank you so much. Denise put the link in there. Awesome. Well, if anybody has any more questions, this is your last chance. Pop it in the chat. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Please don't forget to tag me on Instagram and shoot me a DM, or post on Instagram stories with your #1 takeaway and tag me so that I can make sure to see it. You guys are amazing. And I just can't wait to see what you guys do with your goals and how you make just huge strides in your goals. If you have any questions, please reach out, message me on Instagram. You guys are welcome. Thank you. Everyone says thanks. Oh, thank you guys so much. Again, message me if you have any other questions or you want more support. All right, awesome.